Well, we're not going with that one. Hey, y'all, let's talk about some wrestling, shall we? Because today, 2K woke up and decided there was nothing better to do than to split the 2K universe in half. So why not? It's cool. And of course, I'm talking about the island. And to be perfectly honest, I don't know how to start this video. I mean, do I go the doom and gloom era? Do we do that? Like, oh no, the game's over. What are we going to do? There's so many microtransactions. How am I ever going to have this many credit cards to put into the game? Or do we go but with the laid back kind of casual, like, you know what, guys, it is a new game mode and it's cool. For the first time ever, we got something to do than play the same modes we have the last 2 years. At least they're doing something different. Or, I mean, I almost went with this one. I told you so. I told you in WWE 2K25 when we talked about my faction, I told you this was going to happen. And yeah, we might keep that one. But the island, no matter how you land on it, is monumental. And I have spent the last 30 hours in the city of NBA 2K25. And so now we're looking forward to the island in WWE 2K25. And it's a lot to go over. And we're going to break down everything and what it really means for wrestling fans without all the craziness. Can we do it? I was right.
Right now on Beach Bytes.
This is, of course, Beach Bytes, and I'm BeachBurnBob, and we cover wrestling video games. And today we're covering the island. And I have two different ways to come at this, and it's really exactly how I feel, so I'll just give you my honest opinion. The island in WWE 2K25 is a test ground for what they can get away with wrestling, just like it was with my faction in 2K22. They tested to see how much will a 2K player spend. And they have a perfect benchmark to go with, because with WWE 2K25, them able to port all the stuff over from the NBA 2K series, that's their cash cow. The number one spent thing for 2K is microtransactions. They make all their money from GTA Shark cards and VC from NBA 2K and now VC from WWE 2K. It's crazy that that's where all the money comes from. So why not? Why not put it in? But what are you actually playing? I've spent hours and years playing NBA 2K games, and I am a big fan of the 2K franchise. I think there's some things they need to be done different, but the island is something that when I saw it coming up, I knew that it was going to eventually make it into WWE games. Guess what? In 365 days, you're going to have to create your character over again for 2K26, and everything you did was gone. So really what you want to know is, what are we going to be doing in the island? And by looking at the NBA 2K25 landscape, it's easy to see that a lot of things is going to be ported over. But for NBA 2K25, to level up your stamina or to get extra strength, you have to do mini games such as weightlifting or running. And what it does is it gives you a buff. I could see that easily translating over to the wrestling world. I think it would be an easy transition to do. You have free basketball where you can play, pickup games and one-on-ones. You can go around this, and do that. So it makes perfect sense for wrestling. You go around, wrestle your friends, do some tag matches, however they're going to have it set up. So you're constantly online with 50 players online in a lobby. Now, this sounds like a lot, but in NBA, they are transparent and they are only interacted with as if you choose to interact with them. It'll be really interesting to see exactly how the island pulls it off, if it's going to be copy paste or they're going to do something a little bit different. It is a HUD-based world where you are going and exploring, and the shops galore. If you want to upgrade your superstar, you have to go and pay for these things with VC. Now, in the NBA world, you do earn VC for everything you do in the game, and you can use that to spend in your My Career. However, the payouts are so low in NBA that it's crazy that you would ever be able to actually get a whole lot of of stuff without grinding for hours and hours. For my faction players that do grind for hours and hours to get coins now, at least now you got something else to grind, I guess. But at these prices, if they go 1-1 with NBA, these prices are going to be absolutely crazy, because that's $10 for a t-shirt. Like, I'm not going to pay $10 for a t-shirt. As you can see with my NBA player, what he's wearing now is just free stuff that I got. And if 2K follows route with wrestling, the free stuff you get should be plenty enough to get you along. However, if you do want to do a deep dive, make the greatest custom character of all time for the island, you can, but it's going to cost you around $150 in VC when it's all said and done, if they do keep it with the way VC's worked the last several years in 2K games. That's $10 for a t-shirt. One t-shirt. The island will feature 4 districts: the Hero HQ, the Arcade of Tomorrow, more for your Japanese style wrestling, the Temple of Ancestors, more for your Lucha Ground wrestling, the Deadlands, more for your supernatural wrestling. Each district has its own unique arena where players can not only find themselves completing quests and challenges, but will be able to challenge friends and make their own other online matches. It's going to be so much online. Here's the thing with that, though, that they says there's going to be quests and there's going to be stuff like that. And 2K, there is quests and stuff too, but they're not as engaging, because at the end of the day, you're playing basketball. At the end of the day with this, you are just wrestling online is what it sounds like. If we're not able to go against computer, I think that's going to divide the fan base even more. Also, we will get different chapters to this quest as it goes through the years. So we have chapter 1, and then we'll go all the way through chapter 5 through the life cycle of this game. Remember, this game is only 365 days old, and then we will have a new island experience. So hopefully that they keep it where there is always something to do, but it doesn't feel so shallowed out because they're spreading out content. It will be really interesting to see how this all comes together. So for everyone saying that the island is going to be exactly like the city in NBA 2K, there's some pros and cons to both of them. So I put together a comprehensive list of everything that we're getting with both games, and you can see where they clearly cross lines. For example, the city. So for everyone in NBA 2K25 is just really a city in the middle of an island. Yeah, so the city's in the middle of a freaking island. How cool is that? So all they had to do was rip that city out and put in the island of relevancy right into the middle of it. Sharing assets. Awesome. So that's going to be one thing. And the fact that you can buy Jordan shoes in this is absolutely crazy to me. Where's the Beach Bytes gear? Why haven't we got that? But there's Jordan shoes and everything. What's cool about this is if you do decide to spend $25 of real world money for fake digital game shoes, is that you can go ahead and use that on your created superstar in every other game mode. So that will be kind of cool. So everyone can have, their own Nike shoes. Speaking of Jordan Nike shoes, you can get those in Fortnite too. And if you play any Epic game, use the Epic creator code Beach Bytes. It really helps the channel out. What are my real thoughts on the island? My real thoughts have been everything I've said in this video. I think there is plenty, and I understand everyone that is complaining that the island is in the game. But I also understand everyone that's halfway excited for it. And where I said is, I'm glad there's something else to do. I'm glad that they're taking a leap, it is carbon copy from NBA, but I'm glad that they decided to do something. I'm really interested to see how this changes the culture of wrestling, because the culture in sports games and the culture in wrestling games are not the same culture. So it'll be really interesting to see where this actually goes out. For WWE, they are on the world stage now. They do big business. And for WWE games to step up to that next level, they got to get a little bit mainstream. And for this is perfect for mainstream, because now you can pitch the game. It's all you got to do is to pitch it, is say, oh, hey, everything you do in NBA, you can do that in wrestling too. And that is now the new elevator pitch for this game going forward. Only hardcore fans will remember how much depth and determination and just passion goes into these games to make it as authentic as possible and give us as much Easter eggs and enjoyment as possible. Because at the end of the day, it's a wrestling game, y'all. And as long as there's stuff to do in it more than there was back in the older games, and I've played every wrestling game, and we've had some years where it was exhibition matches and one little season mode, and then you waited till next year. So the fact that there's multiple game modes and the fact that we can go through multiple things in this year's game really excite me. So I cannot wait to see where it goes. And if you're still listening to me rant, can you do me a favor and acknowledge your tribal beach?
Acknowledge me!
And hit that like button for me. It sends it out so more people could see it. And comment down below. Are you on the fence about the island? Are you excited about the island? I'm excited to see where it goes. There will be a bunch of coverage, whether it be positive or negative, based on the island. So to make sure you never miss out on anything, hit that subscribe button. So we have new videos like every day. And to check out more stuff like the new entrances and are these wrestlers the same or different in this year's game, check out that video right there. Remember, make life your beach. We'll see you on the next video. The island actually might be kind of cool.